Hey, good morning. We're out at Lake Jacomo doing a little fishing, and we're going through the book of Matthew verse by verse because the way God kind of told me to do this, it started, I was out, I prayed about doing the book of Matthew. It just came on me heavy. I didn't want to do it necessarily. It just came on me. And over the time, I finally was like, all right, I'll do it. But God said, get out in the water. So I did. But he's like, now fish. So I did. And then he said, now go out in the woods. So I did. He said, now hunt. So I did. So what I got from it was essentially I'm supposed to be out hunting and fishing as we go through the book of Matthew. And I realize why that is now. The other day I was squirrel hunting and I got a squirrel. It was the first time I got one since I started this series. And, hunting and fishing is bloody. And I believe it all goes all the way back to the blood sacrifice. I believe that the reason he's having me do this is, as we, it'll take years to go through this, and all the animals that will be taken through this process is very bloody. And it's just like, with Adam and Eve's kids, one brought the blood sacrifice of animals, the other one brought vegetables. Like he's not going to have any garden through this process. And then that's the best interpretation I have so far. I'm sure by the end of this it'll be significantly deeper than that. But we're at about 19, 20 episodes. And we've only hit, we're just still in the genealogy of Jesus Christ. So we've hit that place where the kings are established that are in the lineage of Jesus Christ. And we get to this place where 3 generations of kings are just skipped to dilute out the wicked Ahab out of the bloodline of Jesus Christ. And we get to Uzziah. And it's a pretty significant place. I'm excited to get through the lineage, to be honest. This is, again, we've got 20 episodes, and I think we're on, verse 8 of chapter 1. I'm excited to get further into, the teachings of Jesus and that sort of thing. But this has been really amazing for me. Right now I'm in a cove out at Lake Jacomo called, me and some friends called it Monster Catfish Cove back in the day. So I'm just dragging the bottom with a worm is all I'm doing. Hopefully catching something. And we'll just kind of keep going, digging through. So we're going to pick it up. Where we left off, Matthew 1, starting in verse 6. And Jesse begot David the king. David the king begot Solomon by her who had been the wife of Uriah. Solomon begot Rehoboam. Rehoboam begot Abijah. And Abijah begot Asa. Asa begot Jehoshaphat. Jehoshaphat begot Joram. And Joram begot Uzziah. All right, so that's where we're going to pick it up. And the gap between Joram and Uzziah is 3 generations of kings. And that's what God needed, but he diluted it out through the women of Judah. The men stayed the same, but the women, but each step of the way, it was like a woman from Judah was his mother, and a woman from Jerusalem was his mother. So we're going to go to where we were first introduced to Uzziah. All right, so we're going to go to 26. Now all the people of Judah took Uzziah, who was 16 years old, and made him king instead of his father Amaziah. And again, Amaziah was his father, not Joram, but Joram was his great-grandfather, so to say. Well, he was. Uzziah was 16 years old when he became king, and he reigned 52 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Jechaliah of Jerusalem. And again, we show that here you got another mother of Jerusalem, showing that it's diluted out. Like this is that 3rd generation of women of Judah being inserted into the bloodline. And he did what was right in the sight of the Lord according to all that his father Amaziah had done. He sought God in the days of Zechariah, who had understanding in the visions of God. And as long as he sought the Lord, God made him prosper. And Uzziah, keep in mind, God holds these people pretty accountable. That's why this one gets killed and that one gets killed this way. It's really the only ones doing good in the sight of the Lord are the ones who are going to make it. into long life, because God's not going to let these, he's not going to let like kind of what happened with Ahab happen again. So there's this moment in time where Uzziah starts building up kind of fortified cities and things like that. And well, let's just go to 26:16. But when he was strong, his heart was lifted up to his destruction, for he transgressed against the Lord his God by entering the temple of the Lord to burn incense on the altar of incense. So Azariah the priest went in after him. With him were 80 priests of the Lord, who were valiant men. And they withstood King Uzziah and said to him, "It is not for you, Uzziah, to burn incense to the Lord, but for the priests, the sons of Aaron, who are consecrated to burn incense. Get out of the sanctuary, for you have trespassed. You shall have no honor from the Lord God." Then Uzziah became furious, and he had a censer in his hand to burn incense. And while he was angry with the priests, leprosy broke out on his forehead before the priests in the house of the Lord beside the incense altar. And Azariah the chief priest and all the priests looked at him, and there on his forehead he was leprous. So they thrust him out of that place. Indeed, also hurried to get out, because the Lord had struck him. King Uzziah was a leper until the day of his death. He dealt in an isolated house because he was a leper, for he was cut off from the house of the Lord. Then Jotham, his son, was over the kings of the house, judging the people of the land. Really, this situation where God has finally diluted out the blood of Ahab from the lineage of Jesus Christ. And he is, hopefully that rocking isn't bothering you. I apologize if it is. But ultimately, God's just not playing around. Wait a second, you're breaking Mosaic law, dude. You're a leper now. The only good out of that really is that, his son is able to kind of, be the judge of the land and at least kind of take the role of king. And, because I believe that a lot of times these people had no idea. They had no idea what was happening. Like, why is God doing this thing? Like, why would I get leprosy? Why am I getting invaded? Why am I pooping out my intestines? There are so many things that happen to these guys over the last several generations that it was really comes down to, with David, God established the kingdom of Jesus Christ. Like, that's what David was establishing the kingdom of Jesus Christ. So not only do you have the lineage of Jesus Christ, you have the kingdom at hand. And God's just not playing. He's not playing. And as we're going to see as we get closer to Jesus Christ, the kingship is taken, and it's no longer given to the lineage. And we kind of go from there. So there you go. Keep joining me. I'm going to keep fishing. If I catch something, I'll put it on here. It's good just to be out here. It's a beautiful day. It's kind of been fall-like here in Missouri. Like, it feels like the whole country's on fire and hot, and here it's like fall. Like, it feels like October. Like, I brought a little hoodie with me in case I got chilly out here. Not to brag, but I'm just going to keep on fishing. We'll see how this goes. And man, thanks for joining us. I think I know this lineage is extremely important. I believe going to the book of Matthew is incredibly important, because the book of Matthew shows us what it is we are really to be in Jesus Christ. And I believe the church is really messing that up bad. And how do you know? Well, you read it, you analyze it in detail, all of it. Not some of it. All of it. That's how you do it. And that's what we're doing. And it'll take years to go through, but that's okay. That is okay. This is a fun ride, man, and I hope you're enjoying it as well. So keep on joining us.